I can absolutely talk a bit. Morning where there are so many other things you could be doing. It is my delight and my honor to welcome you here into this sacred space that we create together. I'm the Reverend Samaya Oakley, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. And it finally happened. Did you see it this morning? There is a sea of green on the trees that just vibrate, that call to us to live our lives as fully as we can. Today we stand at a powerful crossroads. It is Beltane, a pagan festival of fire and flourishing. A time to honor that life force within us, the sacred sexuality, the power of connection, and the endless possibilities of becoming. And as well, today is Red Dress Day, a day when we pause to remember the murdered and missing Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit peoples whose lives were taken too soon. It is a day of grief and resistance, a day when red dresses hang across these lands in their memory. And we grieve with their families and their communities, and we recognize that this violence is rooted in colonization and systemic injustice. We remember, we rage, we recommit. We hold the tension between remembering and resistance with our ability to honor the sacredness of the body, your body, with all of its beauty, its pain, its power, and truth. Just as the violence we mourn today is rooted in a history that sought to suppress, silence, and control, we must also recognize that the liberation of our bodies, the recognition that our bodies are sacred, is part of our path to healing and justice. This is a time to honor the body in all of its forms, as Beltane's fire invites us to celebrate the life force within, as Red Dress Day calls to us to justice. We come together to affirm the sacred story that lives in our flesh and feelings, in our desires and our dignity. And so in this space, your body is welcome here, all of it. Yes, that part, and that part, and that part. For in this place we come with all that we are, all that we have been, and all that we are going to be. Take a breath. Feel your body. Know that you are whole and holy and welcome. And as the force flows through all living beings, did you catch that? May it be with you today.
There we go. All right, might as well. Oh. Okay. I'll do that one again. Hello, everyone. I say this more for the folks online, and we welcome you, everyone online and in person. My name is Peter Campbell, and my pronouns are he, they. I belong to this congregation because it affirms all that I am. I feel intentionally welcomed in all of my identities, all that makes up who I am. As an asexual person, this place inspires me to live deeper, be more intentional with myself. Please join me this morning in a responsive chalice lighting with reference to Maya. The words are being projected above. Please follow along with me when you see your part. We light this chalice for the fire within us, the spark of spirit alive in our very breath and body.
We honor the sacredness of our bodies. We need to be on one of two. There we go. Let's try this again.
Okay, from the top. We light this chalice for the fire within us, the spark of the Spirit alive in our very breath and body.
We honor the sacredness of our bodies, our desires, our becoming.
We name the truth. We are not here to shrink nor to hide.
We are here to live fully, to love boldly, to heal deeply, to rejoice.
May this flame call us to courage, to compassion, and to connection.
May it guide us to reclaim what is sacred in ourselves, in each other, and in this world. We are whole. We are holy. We are here.
Our opening hymn today is one we haven't done in quite a while, Turn the World Around, and I encourage you to go on YouTube and look up Harry Belafonte with some Muppets dancing around. It's amazing. I'd like to thank and welcome our song leaders for today. We've got Liz Blackstock and Ev Dewar. Let's welcome them. And I'd invite you to rise in body or spirit here as we sing together.
From the fire, living in the fire, go back to the fire, turn the world around. We come from the water, living in the water, go back to the water, turn the world around. We come from the mountains, living on the mountain, go back to the mountain, turn the world around.
Oh, so is life.
Oh, so is life.
Oh, so is life. Ah, so is life. Do you know who I am? Do I know who you are? See we one another clearly. Do we know who we are? Do you know who I am? Do you know who you are? See we one another clearly. Do we know who we are? Do you know who I am? Do you know who you are? See we one another clearly. Do we know who we are? Whoa, so is life, Abatiwa. So is life. Whoa, so is life, Abatiwa. So is life. Water makes the river wash the mountain. Fire make the sunlight turn the world around. Heart is of the river, body is the mountain, spirit is the sunlight, turn the world around. We are of the spirit, truly of the spirit, only can the spirit turn the world around. Whoa, so is life, ha, so is life. Whoa, so is life, Abatiwa, ha, so is life. Whoa, so is life, Abatiwa, ha, so is life. Whoa, so is life, Abatiwa, ha, so is life.
Good morning. What a lovely bunch of spring flowers sitting in these rows here. My name is Rachel Smith. My pronouns are she, and lately I've been thinking about they as well. And I'm serving as one of your interim co-directors of religious education. It is a deep honor to gather with you today as we explore the sacred work of creating spaces where children and youth can grow up exactly as they are, whole, holy, celebrated. Because sexuality and gender aren't just parts of us, they're woven into how we move through the world and how we understand our own sacred worth. I know how precious this is because I did not grow up in a home where these things were embodied or taught. I carried my own confusing feelings in a silent heart, and I wonder what impact could have been made if I had been exposed to even one joyful, positive story about what it means to be queer and whole. And so today I'm telling the story of 47,000 Beads, written by Koja Adeyoha and Angel Adeyoha. It's about a young girl discovering what it means to be two-spirit, surrounded by a community that says, you belong, all of you. So whether you're here as a parent or a mentor or someone still healing old wounds, thank you for showing up. Let's honor this time together by making room for every child's unfolding story, and maybe, for some of us, reclaiming a little bit of our own. Please join me in this story in the spirit of love and courage. The first couple pages have no words. It's an image to set up the story. Peyton's Auntie Aota came into her room. Time for bed, but before sleep, tell me, why did you not dance powwow with us, little one? Peyton shrugged and flopped down on her bed. Come now, said her auntie, tell me. All in a rush, Peyton said, I don't want to jingle dance, Auntie. I don't want to wear a dress. Peyton, there are many dances, Auntie said gently. There are many regalias. Peyton started to cry. Finally, she said, there's just none for kids like me. Auntie smiled at Peyton and started undoing her braid. I think I am beginning to understand. You sleep now. Tomorrow is a new day, and I know someone who can help. In the morning, Auntie Aota baked bread and went to see a friend. She found Elle working and said, Ho, how is it today, grandparent? Elle put down their tools and answered, It's a good day. What way can I help you today, Aota? Auntie Aota gave Elle the bread she'd baked, and they sat down together in a shady spot. When they were settled, Auntie explained that she wanted to talk about her niece, Peyton. Elle asked, Peyton is the small, quiet one. Oh, yes, that's the one, said Auntie Aota. You've noticed her. I noticed that I've always seen her keeping time with her feet, but she doesn't dance. She looks at the dancers like she badly wants to dance, like in her heart she is dancing. She is a shy child? Asked Elle. Peyton is special, grandparent. Different. I think her path is two-spirit. I think she wants to wear regalia like her brother and uncle. She feels alone, but I know she isn't. I want to show her that she is not. Well, said Elle, I'm happy to share teachings with her and to guide while she learns which path is hers to walk. But I think you need more than just that, yeah? Aota laughed. You saw that too. I was hoping you'd help me with getting regalia together for her, the kind she really wants. I know it's a lot to ask. It's a big job, yeah, but that's why we have a community. Let me ask around. Are you still beading too, Iota? Let's draw it up. On the way home, Iota called her sister, Chapa, Peyton's other auntie, and asked if she'd make Peyton's new beaded belt and headband. Maybe use lots of orange. It's her favorite. Then she sat down with Peyton's mom, Mika, to explain. They spoke late into the night. Her mom asked, "Should I be worried?" Iota said, "No, sister. You should make her a ribbon skirt and pants to match. You'll see," ribbon shirt and pants. "You'll see, she'll finally get out in the arena where she's meant to be." Who else should she ask? Auntie sent an email to the grandmother who first taught her how to bead. Winona was still making regalia and said she would be glad to help, even if she needed a magnifying glass to see all the tiny beads on Peyton's harness and aprons. Auntie Iota called her cousin all the way in Montana. He was so excited to make a set of beautiful armbands and cuffs for Peyton's new regalia. He sent them with a blessing to sing at the powwow for her and a hug for Peyton. Last, but maybe most important, Elle offered to make Peyton's moccasins. They had turtles on the toes to give endurance for the dance and to make Peyton's feet feel grounded to the earth. Peyton was in her room getting ready for the giveaway and potluck. It was one of her favorite and best parts of the powwow. Her aunties and mama would drum and sing, and there would be as much of all her favorite foods as she could eat. What should I give away? Peyton thought. Grandmother says it's always something you value that you give first. Wait, I've got it. Peyton got down the abalone shell that she'd put up on the shelf. She held it and remembered how happy she'd been to get it and how it had made her smile all year when she looked at it. Perfect. When they got to the potluck, Auntie Iota said, "Peyton, I have a special giveaway for you this time. You have heard how when I was a girl, how I wanted to drum, but all the drummers were men where I lived. Now, you know, I am head singer on our drum here. My family believed in me and honored me, and today I'm grateful to do the same for you. Our whole family wants to give this gift to you, but the person to give it to is a new teacher for you," Auntie Iota said, taking Elle by the hand. "This grandparent will give you stories and help you find your path." "Aho, Tekoja," said Elle, greeting Peyton. "I have such stories to tell you about people from all the nations who carry two spirits inside of them. I can't wait to tell you." Peyton, your I looked it up how to say it. Teoshpa'e and community stand behind me to give you this gift. And may you dance strong in it tomorrow, Elle said. Peyton unwrapped each package and heard who had made it and given it with her mother and Auntie Iota sitting beside her. The next day at the powwow, in the arena with her aunties drumming an honor song, Peyton was finally dancing as herself, not as a boy or as a girl, but as Peyton in her 47,000 beads. And now I would like to invite you to sing the children down with us. If this is your child's first time joining us, we would love for you to come downstairs with them so we can get to know them a little bit better. Our volunteers will just take a quick moment to check in with you before you head back to the service. And thank you so much for helping us keep everyone safe and happy.
all around you. Circles of love, peace and joy.
This month, we celebrate sharing our faith, a Unitarian Universalist tradition that deepens our connections across this vast country. Each year, the Canadian Unitarian Council invites us into a shared conversation across all of our many communities. This year's theme is belonging, that universal human need to be known, to be needed, and to be loved. The Sharing Our Faith program allows us to support one another's hopes and visions. Past grants have helped congregations improve signage, expand outreach, strengthen communications, and fund religious leadership. Since 2001, over $200,000 has been shared to help Unitarian Universalist communities bring their dreams to life. This month, our For Others charitable partner is the Canadian Unitarian Council. To direct your gift there, please mark For Others in the memo line of your envelope or e-transfer. You can also donate directly at cuc.ca by credit card, e-transfer, or mail. As the offering is received, you are also welcome to come forward to light a candle at our sconces or to place a pebble in our communal water bowl as symbols of your own joys and sorrows. Whether you give with your own resources, your presence, or your spirit of connection, your offering matters no matter what. Let us give with gratitude and with open hearts, trusting that what we share today will ripple outward as a blessing. The offerings will now be gratefully received.
When you're not sure who you really are, when all you feel is the shape of your scars, and you have more wounds than you can count, open your eyes, look all around. You aren't alone, this is your home. Come and remember who you are here. Do this to remember who I am. Come and remember you belong here. All belong here. When you don't know how to forgive, when locked doors seem like the only way to live, and you've got more questions than you can count, open your eyes, look all around. You aren't alone, this is your home. Come and remember who you are here. Do this to remember who I am. Come and remember you belong here. All belong here.
You are so loved. Each week, our community gathers to honor the events in our lives that shape who we are and how we respond to the world. Today, we come together to recognize the full spectrum of human experience, the joys and the sorrows, the struggles and the triumphs, and especially the sacredness of the body and our sexuality. We do this because each person in this community has value. Each person's experience, whether of grief, celebration, healing, or becoming, matters. We recognize that being truly seen, having one's identity, struggles, and joys acknowledged is a sacred human need. And so I light this candle this morning in recognition that sorrow comes into each person's life. There we go. There are those among us experiencing significant loss, such as Judy Osborne on the death of her sister, Jean on the death of her brother, and those who are grieving alongside Polly in her final days. There are those with significant health concerns and those who are worried about a loved one. When we hold them in our hearts, knowing that sorrow too is a part of the sacredness of life, we become a part of that sacredness that matters, is honored. And I light this candle in recognition of all of the joys that cause our hearts to sing, that call to us to live our life, to be as fully human as we possibly can. Some of us are celebrating new beginnings, like a job that just came through at the right moment. Others, birthdays of importance. To me, those birthdays are 0s and 5s. Others have other ones. Today, we also celebrate the beauty of living authentically, of embracing one's own truth, and of experiencing the full range of human sexuality as sacred. We celebrate the power and the beauty of our bodies and the connections that we form. It is in community that our joys are witnessed and shared, making them all the more radiant. And we light this candle a candle of global concern in recognition of the missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and two-spirited people around the world. On this Red Dress Day, we hold their memory close, honoring their sacred lives and recommitting ourselves to justice and resistance. We remember the deep harm that colonization has caused and the need for healing and transformation in all of our lives. So take a moment now, settle into your body. Feel the ground beneath you, steady and supportive. Close your eyes if you wish, and let your breath deepen. Today we gather to honor the sacredness of our bodies and of sexuality. And in this moment, let us remember that our bodies, in all of their diversity and sexuality, are beautiful and holy. Not just vessels, but expressions of that divine spark of life that lives within us. Connection, creativity, longing and belonging, and becoming. Notice what it feels like to be in your body right now. You might feel tension or ease, joy, discomfort, fatigue even. Whatever is present, allow it to be without judgment. All that you are in this moment is welcome in this space. Just as we honor the bodies and the stories that we have been erased, we honor our own. We claim the sacredness that lives in our skin, our hearts, and our desires. There is a current in the air right now, and I don't know if you can feel it, but it's a subtle electricity urging life to life, whispering, fully live, fully know yourself. This body you inhabit, this one that breathes and moves, is not separate from the divine. It is woven into the fabric of this universe. The energy flowing through you is sacred. It's a part of the greater whole, connected to a life force that pulses throughout all living beings. With each inhale, feel that life force within you. With each exhale, release fear and shame, disconnection. Inhale, love. Exhale, fear. As we honor all bodies, we also acknowledge the need for healing and justice. We recognize the harm that has been caused by erasure. So take another deep breath. Feel yourself rooted and held. You are whole. You are sacred. Let us sit now in silence, allowing the truth of these words to settle into our bodies and hearts.
Voice still and small, deep inside all, I hear you call, singing in dark calming my fears, quenching my tears, through all the years, singing, voice still and small, deep inside all, I hear you call, singing. In dark and rain, sorrow and pain, still you remain, singing, calming my fears, quenching my tears, through all the years, singing.
So often, sexuality has this connotation of private taboo. It is something for out there, not in here, not in this sacred space of the divine. No, sex and sexuality for so many is a profane act of the body. And yet, most everyone expresses some kind of intimacy. It nourishes us. It feeds our soul and enlivens our very spirit. Plus, it just feels good. A more hedonistic take would say that pleasure alone is a fair motivator. But we're Unitarians. I think many of us arrive here because we do not settle for easy answers. We act for justice and try to discern wisdom. Many of us continually strive towards a lifelong search for truth and meaning. So what could our bodies tell us when it comes to sexuality? Well, for me, that is a thorny question wrapped up in interpretation. The most Unitarian answer I can give is, it depends. Drawing from our Christian tradition, we see that in Genesis. The divine figure said that we are each little sparks of the wider cosmos. We are light that is created with divine features. In chapter 1, verse 26 of Genesis, this God figure says, "Now let us conceive a new creation of humanity in our image, fashioned according to our likeness." A likeness which implies that our features possess a divine element, a transcending and universal quality that connects us. And our spiritual ancestors understood that. The Song of Solomon speaks to the sublime beauty of the human figure. It touches on the intertwining of the soul and the transfiguration of the ordinary into the extraordinary. In Song of Solomon, chapter 4 reads, "You, my love, are beautiful, so beautiful. Your eyes are like doves nestled up behind your veil. Your hair moves as gracefully as a flock of goats leaping upon the slopes of Mount Gilead. Your teeth are pearl white like a flock of sheep shorn fresh up from the wash, each perfect and paired with another. Not one of them is lost. Your lips as red as scarlet threads. Your mouth is beautiful. Your cheeks rosy and round are as beautiful as your veil, like the halves of pomegranates. Your neck is an elegant tower like David's, perfectly fit stone by stone. There hang 1,000 shields, the shields of mighty warriors. Your breasts are like two fawns, twin gazelles grazing in a meadow of lilies. As the day breathes its morning breeze, and shadows turn and flee, I will go up your myrrh mountain and climb your frankincense hill. You are so beautiful, my love, without blemish. You are locked in a garden, my sister, and yet my bride. Open only to me, a spring closed up tight, a sealed fountain. Your sprouts are an orchard of pomegranates and exotic fruits." Far from profane, this text of the Hebrew Bible speaks plainly to how love creates this crossing over effect. If done responsibly, one's love may become like family, attached and deeply intertwined. Our spiritual ancestors knew that sexual expression could bring two people intimately together, as close as two people can be, showing a profound and deep intimacy for the other. There is a sense of caring involvement. No surprise to those who have loved someone for decades. These acts create shared lifestyles. The two truly become one. And I think what matters then is how and when we express this element of what I would call our creation. An ethic of pleasure calls us to be conscious of how our actions can not only hurt others, but also ourselves. Our second and seventh principles ask that we show justice alongside our compassion, to not shame another, but to respect our web of common relations. Like fire, this gift of pleasure can kindle the spark of a connection or be the wildfire of devastation. May it be that we tend lovingly to the spark of the divine. May we set it in a hearth that is laid in principle and set together with respect. May our actions continue to honor and reveal the divine. Blessed be, and amen.
For our next interlude, this one is a round. We're going to sing the first verse, There is a Love Holding Me. We're going to sing that all in unison. And then Liz and Ev are going to help lead our round for the second verse, There is a Love Holding Us. So we'll have group one go first, and then group two go second over there. And we're just going to do that once through as well. So I'll invite these two up here, and we'll sing together.
Yes, my dear ones, there is a love. There is a love holding me, holding you, holding us all. That love calls us to healing. That love calls us to liberation. That love calls to us to live more fully, more freely, and more truly. It calls to us to name what is sacred, even when the world forgets, to honor what is whole, even what we have been taught to hide, to trust that we can begin again with tenderness, with courage, with care. At this time of Beltane, as the earth stirs with life and longing, we remember that there is a sacred fire that rises not only in the land, but in our own bodies. Beltane teaches us that desire is not shameful. It is natural, vital, holy. And so we begin again with this truth. Sexuality is sacred. It is life energy, connection, creativity, and becoming. And yet, too often, in many religions and in our own Unitarian Universalist tradition, we have treated sexuality with fear, with silence, even with shame. I used to laugh and joke. I've taught sexuality for over 30 years, and I used to laugh and joke and say, you know, we've been told that sex is bad, sex is dangerous, but save it for the one you love. I never got that. Never really did get that. Today, we say what has always been true. Our bodies are not barriers to the sacred. They are sacred. Our desires, our identities, our capacities for connection, These are not distractions from the holy. They are a part of it. They are holy too. And this is the wisdom that is at the heart of our faith, that the sacred lives, lives not only in stars and scriptures, but in skin, in touch, in tenderness. That our whole selves, our body and our mind and our spirit are welcomed and loved and needed. And we know that this truth is not easy to hold, because there has also been harm. There has also been silence when there should have been guidance, judgment when there should have been joy, control when consent was needed. So we must speak both truths today, that sexuality is sacred, and that sacredness has often been denied, desecrated, even erased. As we've mentioned, today is Red Dress Day, a day of remembrance and resistance. Red dresses hang in windows and from trees all across this country, calling our attention to the lives of missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit people. Each one beloved, each one holy. Their absence is not random. This violence is not accidental. It is rooted in colonization, in the denial of sovereignty, in the legacy of residential schools, in the ongoing refusal to honor Indigenous lives, identities, and bodies. To honor this day is to remember, but is also to act. It is to ask what it truly means to value every body, to affirm that healing is possible, and that we are a part of that healing. And this is why I believe the Our Whole Lives program, it's a comprehensive, values-based sexuality program that is shared by the Unitarian Universalist Association and the United Church of Christ, is one of the most powerful ministries that we offer. I have done this work for 25 years, and I have seen people's lives change, children's lives change, youth's lives change. I've seen the deep connection that happens when we offer the older adult version of Our Whole Lives and watch couples' relationships change and deepen. It is not just a curriculum. It is a spiritual practice of justice and truth-telling, a spiritual practice of transformation. Our Whole Lives teaches a different story, a better story, a sacred story. It teaches from kindergarten, grade 1, through to older adults that bodies are good, that diversity is beautiful, that boundaries matter, that consent is sacred, that gender and sexuality are expansive and valid, and that pleasure is not shameful. It's human. In a world that shames, Our Whole Lives teaches self-worth. In a world that silences, Our Whole Lives teaches that we have a voice. In a world that controls, Our Whole Lives teaches freedom. And it offers the truth that every young person, and I think every person, deserves to know. And I'm going to speak to you now when I say these words. I want you to know that you are whole, that you are not too much, that you are not broken, that your bodies are yours, and they're sacred. I want you to know that love should never hurt, that sex is not shameful, and that you, each one of you, is worthy of joy, of respect, and safety. As I've said, our whole lives is for adults. It's for parents and elders and for people of all genders and experiences. Because too often, many of us were never given these tools. We were taught to hide, to stay silent, to be afraid. My dear ones, we are choosing differently. At its heart, our whole lives is a ministry of liberation. It is one way that we live out our values, our affirmation of the worth and dignity of each person, the importance of justice and compassion, and the deep interdependence that binds us all together. This is the work of spiritual justice. This is how we embody a faith that welcomes the whole person, body, mind, and spirit. And here at Calgary Unitarians, a team is beginning to gather to bring our whole lives to life again, not only in our congregation, but in the wider community. We're going to be advertising it on Eventbrite and all of that kind of stuff. So if you feel you are called to be a part of this life-changing work, whether you're curious, committed, or somewhere in between, I invite you to reach out and connect with me. I'd love to hear from you. We have about 10 people so far, and it's going to take a good team of people to really make this happen, because we are building something beautiful. There is room for your gifts here. There is room for your care and your presence here. This is how we begin to change the story, not just for ourselves, but for generations to come. I want you to imagine with me, if you can, a world where every child grows up knowing that their body is good, where boundaries are respected, where no one has to hide who they are or whom they love, where survivors are believed and held with care, where sexuality is used not to shame or to harm, but to connect, to create, to heal. In this world that we are building together, it starts right here, right now. It starts in your body. So this is the world that I invite you to journey along with me to build together. It begins in our bodies. It begins in our choices. It begins in love. And as the fires of Beltane burn brightly in this season of becoming, may we remember that our lives too are fertile ground for transformation, that we too are sacred vessels of love, of light. So take a breath. Feel your body, its strength, its tenderness, its truth. Know that you are whole. Know that you are loved. Know that you are beloved. Let us move forward from this moment grounded in compassion, guided by courage, and always, always led by love.
Our closing hymn today is Lead with Love by Melanie DeMore. And I'll invite Liz and Ev up again. And if you don't know it, it's really easy. We'll get clapping here. I'm just going to grab my...
To dance.
I invite you to rise in body or spirit here. All right, and let's clap together. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope.
Don't give up hope.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Don't you give up.
Don't you give up.
Keep moving on.
Keep moving on.
You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love.
Lift
You
up
gotta
your
put one
eyes.
foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love.
Lift up your eyes.
Lift up your eyes.
Don't you despair.
Don't you despair.
Look up ahead.
Look up ahead.
The path is there.
The path is there. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love.
I know you're scared.
I know you're scared,
And I'm scared too.
and I'm scared too.
But here I am.
But here I am,
Right next to you.
right next to you. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love.
Oh my goodness, my dear ones. I want you to know this. Whatever your gender, whatever your sexual orientation, whatever your gifts and talents are, go now and know that you are a unique reflection of a higher spirit and purpose. Let your light shine and encourage each person to let their light shine too.
As we prepare to extinguish this flame, you are invited to take a spark of its light and place it gently in your heart. Let it be a reminder of the love that made you, the beauty and the power of your body, your story, and your life. Let it be a guide, a steady warmth to carry you through the week ahead, a living ember of belonging itself. Through the chalice flame, though the chalice flame goes out, its light lives on in us, in our choices and in our courage, and the way we show up for one another and for the world. Go now with open hands and open hearts, fully alive to the sacred spark within and among us. Thank you for joining us today, whether in person or online. Your presence, your spirit, and your questions, they all add depth to this community we are building together. Here at noon, we'll be gathering at Pandabaker Hall for our annual general meeting. Please take a moment to stop and sign some of the carrying cards that are in the Barker Room on your way to coffee and refreshments in Wickeden. Please be sure to be back in this room so that the annual general meeting can begin on time. And for those joining us online, we're especially grateful for your presence today. The AV team is sharing a link to a new Zoom room where you can take part in the conversation. That same Zoom link is the one you can use to join us for the AGM at noon. Next week's service looks at the complexities of motherhood and of mothering as we take time to honor all of the ways in which we mother each other. And now, for those of us here in Pandabaker, let's turn to the camera and give a big old wave to everyone online. We're so glad you're here with us today.
just as wonderful with both feet on the ground. It's that second time you hear your love song sung. Makes you think perhaps that love like youth is wasted on the young. Love's more comfortable the second time you fall. Like a friendly home the second time you call. Who can say what led us to this miracle we found? There are those who'll bet love comes but once, and yet I'm so glad we met the second time around. I'm oh so glad we met the second time around.